The hum of the airplane engine was a familiar lullaby to Daniel. A seasoned traveler, he usually preferred to lose himself in a good book during flights. This time, however, something drew his attention towards the man seated beside him. He was engrossed in a photography book, his brow furrowed in concentration. Daniel, a photography enthusiast himself, couldn't resist stealing a glance at the book. "Stunning photography, isn't it?" Daniel ventured, breaking the silence. The man looked up, a warm smile spreading across his face. "Absolutely," he replied, his voice tinged with a hint of a southern drawl. "Ansel Adams? A classic for sure." And just like that, a conversation sparked to life. They talked about their shared love for photography, their favorite artists, and the transformative power of capturing moments in time. As the conversation flowed effortlessly, Daniel couldn't help but notice the twinkle in the man's eyes, a certain warmth that radiated from him. He learned his name was Ethan, and he was a graphic designer based in Miami. Daniel, on the other hand, was an architect from San Francisco, taking a much-needed break from the hustle and bustle of city life. With each passing moment, a comfortable familiarity settled between them. They spoke of their lives, their dreams, their fears. Daniel found himself drawn to Ethan's genuine spirit, his infectious laughter, and the way his eyes seemed to hold a universe of untold stories. It was during a lull in the conversation, as Ethan was describing his favorite spot on Miami Beach to watch the sunrise, that Daniel felt a surge of courage. "I happen to be gay," he blurted out, his voice barely above a whisper. Ethan turned to him, his gaze steady and unwavering. A soft smile played on his lips as he replied, "So am I." The admission hung in the air between them, not heavy with apprehension, but light with a shared understanding. It was as if a door had been unlocked, revealing a secret garden they could now explore together. The conversation took on a new depth, charged with unspoken desires and a palpable attraction. They spoke about their experiences coming to terms with their sexuality, the joys and challenges of living authentically in a world that wasn't always accepting. Ethan shared stories of his close-knit group of friends in Miami, a vibrant and supportive community that embraced him for who he was. Daniel, in turn, spoke of his own journey of self-discovery, the gradual process of coming out to his family and friends back in San Francisco. There was a sense of relief, of finding solace in their shared experiences. As the plane began its descent into Miami International Airport, a wave of disappointment washed over Daniel. He wasn't ready for this encounter to end. He had shared more with Ethan in a few short hours than he had with some people he had known for years. Sensing his hesitation, Ethan turned to him, a playful glint in his eyes. "So, what are your plans in Miami?" he asked, "besides soaking up the sun, of course." Daniel had planned a simple itinerary for his trip, exploring the Art Deco architecture, indulging in delicious Cuban food, and spending lazy afternoons on the beach. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. Ethan, with his infectious enthusiasm and intimate knowledge of the city, became his impromptu tour guide. They strolled hand in hand through the vibrant streets of Little Havana, the aroma of freshly brewed Cuban coffee filling their senses. They spent hours at the Perez Art Museum Miami, their conversations punctuated by moments of quiet contemplation as they admired thought-provoking contemporary art pieces. In the evenings, they dined at cozy sidewalk cafes, sharing plates of spicy paella and toasting to new beginnings. With each passing day, Daniel found himself falling deeper under Ethan's spell. It wasn't just his undeniable charm, or the effortless way he could make Daniel laugh until his sides ached. It was the way Ethan looked at him, with a mix of tenderness and admiration that made Daniel feel truly seen. One particularly magical evening, they found themselves on the beach, the soft glow of the setting sun casting an ethereal glow over everything. They had been sharing stories, their laughter echoing in the gentle sea breeze. As the last rays of sunlight dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Ethan turned to Daniel, his eyes filled with an emotion that sent shivers down Daniel's spine. "I'm so glad we met on that plane, Daniel," Ethan whispered, his voice barely audible above the sound of the waves crashing against the shore. "These past few days have been—" He trailed off, his gaze locked with Daniel's. The day Daniel was due to fly back to San Francisco arrived far too soon. As he stood at the departure gate, a wave of sadness washed over him. He had known Ethan for less than a week, yet it felt like he was leaving a part of himself behind. "This isn't goodbye, Daniel," Ethan reassured him, his hand resting gently on Daniel's arm. "It's just a see you later." They had exchanged numbers at the airport, promising to stay in touch. Back in San Francisco, Daniel found himself unable to focus on his work. Ethan's face, his laughter, the memory of their shared moments in Miami filled his every waking thought. True to their word, they spoke every day. Long phone calls stretched late into the night, bridging the physical distance between them. They shared the mundane details of their daily lives, their hopes, their dreams. Daniel learned about Ethan's passion for his graphic design work, his close bond with his family, his dreams of one day opening his own art studio. Ethan in turn listened patiently as Daniel spoke about his architectural projects, his love-hate relationship with the city, his longing for something more. Over the next few months, Daniel and Ethan found ways to bridge the distance between them. Weekend trips turned into week-long visits. They explored each other's cities, immersing themselves in the local culture and creating new memories together. With each visit, their bond grew stronger, their love for each other deepening into something profound and unwavering. It was during a particularly chilly December evening, as they were cuddled up by the fireplace in Daniel's San Francisco apartment, that the idea first surfaced. What if we moved together? Daniel had ventured, his voice hesitant, unsure of how Ethan would react. Ethan sat up, his eyes wide with surprise. Move? Where? They spent the rest of the evening brainstorming, throwing out ideas, their excitement growing with each suggestion. Neither of them wanted to give up their careers, but they also knew they couldn't bear the thought of living apart any longer. It was then that they stumbled upon Salt Lake City, a vibrant city with a thriving art scene, surrounded by breathtaking natural beauty. It felt like the perfect compromise, a place where they could both build a life together, both personally and professionally. The decision to move to Salt Lake City was not made lightly. It was a leap of faith, a testament to the depth of their love and their unwavering belief in their future together. Building a life together, brick by brick. Moving to a new city was an adventure. Salt Lake City welcomed them with open arms. They found a charming Victorian house in a quiet neighborhood, its spacious rooms filled with the promise of a shared future. Daniel quickly found a job at a renowned architectural firm, while Ethan's talent as a graphic designer was quickly recognized by a local advertising agency. They spent their weekends exploring the Wasatch Mountains, their laughter echoing through the canyons as they hiked scenic trails. They became regulars at the local farmers market, filling their home with fresh produce and artisan bread. They embraced the city's vibrant arts and culture scene, attending art gallery openings, catching independent films at the local cinema, and cheering on the real Salt Lake soccer team. Love's tapestry, woven with laughter and tears. Life wasn't always easy. They faced their share of challenges, career setbacks, financial worries, the occasional argument that tested the limits of their patience. But through it all, their love for each other remained a constant, a beacon of light guiding them through the darkness. They learned to communicate, to listen to each other's needs, to support each other's dreams. They celebrated each other's successes as their own, offering comfort and encouragement during times of disappointment. They created a home filled with love, laughter, and a shared sense of adventure. They hosted legendary dinner parties, their home filled with friends, laughter, and the aroma of Ethan's latest culinary creation. Their love story, like the intricate tapestries they admired on their travels, was woven with threads of joy and sorrow, triumph and adversity. Every experience, every challenge, every shared moment brought them closer, strengthening the unbreakable bond they shared. 20 years strong, a love story for the ages. 2 decades flew by in a heartbeat. The once young men who had met on a flight from San Francisco to Miami were now mature, their hair streaked with silver, their faces etched with the wisdom that comes with time and shared experiences. They had built a life together, a testament to the enduring power of love. Their home, filled with art they had collected on their travels, photographs capturing precious moments, and the comforting clutter of a life well lived, reflected the depth of their bond. They had weathered life's storms together, emerging stronger and more in love than ever. Their love story, a testament to the power of human connection, was an inspiration to their friends, family, and everyone who had the privilege of witnessing their journey. Epilogue: Finding joy in the ordinary. As they sat on their porch swing, a warm summer breeze rustling the leaves of the old oak tree in their front yard, Daniel reached for Ethan's hand, their fingers intertwining instinctively. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the sunset paint the sky in a breathtaking display of colors, a silent testament to the enduring beauty of the world around them. 20 years, Daniel whispered, his voice filled with awe and gratitude. Ethan turned to him, his eyes crinkled at the corners with a lifetime of shared laughter and love. And to think, it all started with a chance encounter on a plane, he replied, squeezing Daniel's hand gently. In that moment, surrounded by the quiet beauty of their life together, they knew that their love story was far from over. It was in the everyday moments, the shared glances, the comforting silences, the unwavering support, that they found the true meaning of love. A love that had taken flight 20 years ago and continued to soar to greater heights with each passing day.